Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, the storm just keeps rolling in? You try to stay positive, think happy thoughts, but that nagging feeling of fear, anxiety, and doubt just won't go away. Well, here's the truth. Focusing on positivity might be the last thing you need when you're building a business. Stick around because today I'm going to show you what you should actually be focusing on instead. And trust me, it's not what you think. To grow a business and become the person who can hold more money, more joy, and more freedom, you also need to be the person who can handle more fear and more change. Here's the truth. Growth isn't just about adding more revenue. It's about growing in all ways. Your empathy, your discipline, your ability to deal with uncertainty, those are the muscles you need to develop if you want to be a successful business owner. I worked with a 7-figure business owner who was desperately trying to get to 8 figures. I asked, why the rush? They replied, because once I get there, I won't feel like I'm going to lose it all. So I asked, how did you feel when you reached 5 figures? They shrugged. I don't really remember, but probably the same like this. So I continued. Okay, and when you reached 6 figures? Oh, that was a little better. But the fear and anxiety came back as soon as I reached it. It's always there, really. I then said, it's actually not the destination that will stop your anxiety. It's you confronting the anxiety that will. When they stopped running from the fear, they felt relief for the first time. We did an exercise where they actually closed their eyes and focused on the anxiety and where they felt that anxiety in their body. Yes, the tears came, but this time they were not tears of fear. They were tears of release. Their anxiety spoke and said, relax and enjoy the ride. And in that moment, everything shifted. This experience taught me something important. We think we need to be positive all the time, but in reality, we need to confront our emotions, embrace the storm, and hold space for it. This powerful exercise was the first time this business owner had actually stopped and embraced how they truly felt. Instead of just trying to run to the next place, the next thing, she just stopped and went, okay, I'm just going to embrace it. And when she did, it started to dissipate, and the hold it had over her, that feeling of I have to run, it started to flow away. And that's what happens when you actually stop and embrace how you're feeling. It starts to ease because your emotions just need to be felt and processed. To stop running and just start processing how you're feeling. Growth isn't just about reaching a certain goal of number. It's about the person you're becoming along the way. So there really is a beautiful merging of the person you once were with the person you are now. The old habits that served you are actually being replaced with new habits, and that will carry you forward. That will get you to your goal. And releasing the old habits can be hard. So this process actually requires letting go of who you were, confronting uncertainty, and embracing change. And for many of us, this can be scary. The key is to show up as the best version of yourself today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. It just means showing up in whatever way greatness looks like for you today. We often think of freedom in business as having financial independence. And while that's part of it, yes, it is. Freedom is a much bigger word than that. It's freedom from emotional habits, from the anger, the frustration, and the resentment. The misconception is that once you have financial freedom, everything will be perfect. But here's the thing, life doesn't stop. Staff leave, clients move on. The fear of losing it all can always be present. The real freedom comes from embracing the fear and anxiety that will always be a part of the journey. Instead of running away from it, can choose to hold space for it like I did earlier with that client. And once you do, you'll actually realize that you are capable of weathering any storm that comes your way. This freedom allows you to move through life without the constant fear of loss, knowing that you have the tools to deal with whatever happens next. Start embracing how you're feeling because it's okay. Here's the truth, growing a business isn't a destination, it's a daily choice. Every day you have the opportunity to show up, to grow, and become the person who can hold and have a successful business. And growth is not linear. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it's emotional. To grow, you need to be emotionally aware and make the choice to step up, even when things feel uncertain. It requires radical self-responsibility, even when things are tough. But I promise you, it's in the moments of uncertainty, the moments where you're challenged the most, that your growth happens. I worked with a wonderful woman in the US. She was on the verge of hitting 6 figures in her business. It was very exciting. She was optimistic, determined, and doing everything right. But she was struggling to make sense of how to lead when things didn't go as planned. So one Monday, she jumped on our call with a completely different energy. She felt defeated, like her entire world was against her. I asked what happened, and she explained that one small setback spiraled into a snowball effect of everything going wrong. I smiled and said, you're in the shitstorm. She said, why am I in the shitstorm? She asked, genuinely confused. And I said, because you declared that you wanted to 4 times your revenue. That's a bold goal. And to get there, you need to confront the challenges along the way. It's not just about working hard. It's actually about building the emotional resilience to weather the storm and keep going. She paused, thought about it, and the next day she called me back and she said she'd signed the major client she was waiting for, and she had actually 4 times her revenue in that month. So this is the power of embracing your emotions, processing them, and taking inspired action. The shitstorm isn't something to run from. It's something to embrace and learn from. The thing is, when you set an ambitious goal, you need to become somebody who can ambitiously go after your goal, even when things are not going your way. That's how you double down on your resilience, your discipline, and your self-belief. So this is an awesome opportunity. Instead of running away from it, embrace it. And it starts with embracing your emotions, because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So when you actually make space for your emotions and you actually confront them, then you confront everything else in your life instead of putting your head in the sand. If you're feeling inspired and ready to confront your own shitstorms, hit the subscribe button. I'll share more strategies on how to face the challenges in business head on. You're not alone in this journey. So before we wrap up, I want to offer you something special. If you're ready to start embracing the messiness of growth and learning how to show up for yourself every single day, I've got a resource for you. Sign up for my newsletter to receive exclusive insights, tools, and strategies that will help you navigate the storms and grow your business with confidence. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and remember, growth is not about avoiding the storm. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. See you in the next video. You've got this. To your success.